Hi, this is a foreigner in the Philippines. We've been asked many times for a look at our house. This is our house. So it's still a work, so it's very much a work in progress, but we thought we'd show you how we're living. We're doing okay, but there's a lot to be done. So follow me. Now actually we don't have any doors and we only have a few windows, but we'll show you what we have. It's not ideal, but there's so much to do that we have a lot of other things to do. So if you're looking at it and thinking, well, why doesn't he just make a door? Well, why doesn't he just do a lot of things? So it'll be dark for a little while, so you can bear with us on that. But over here, this originally was going to be a kitchen, and then we built on extra, so the kitchen is now added on. But this was where we thought to build the kitchen. But then after that we decided that we would make this a kind of an area for planning. This would be for a stool, so this would probably be my area for doing large drawings, designs, all of that kind of thing, and perhaps projects. So none of this stuff would be here, and of course we're working under a window. And now on this side I actually made this with the intention that it would have two people. So you can have two people here. Now if Beth and I were working on the same thing, we would have the computer here and we'd still have enough to do my drawings, which when the cats are not walking on it, this is where I would do my stuff. Right, once again under a window. And here you can see very basic electrical work. These are the two breakers. This is for the house and this is for our pump, which comes up from the well and gives us our water. We don't have running water in the house right now, but it's just outside, which is where we bathe. So none of this is fixed. It's all still in there. When you're building a house and you're just working on your own, what happens is that you walk a line that's very close to overwhelm. You're going to be overwhelmed with the number of things that you have to do. We've got the pressure of we wanted to be out of my mother-in-law's house and into our own house, so that the open plan nature of every Filipino house, where nothing is private, we would overcome that. And we've done that to an extent, and we can at least have a private life. But this was going to be our dual study come work area, and we would have electrical supply on the side here. I'll do something with this desk, and there's lots of other things to be done, but this was it. This was the pillar. This is a pillar. This is a pillar or post, and up under here was a beam that's going across, supporting the floor up there. The beam looks pretty much like this, okay, and it's supported by two posts, two pillars. I had somebody educate me about posts and pillars and beams, and yeah, we got it. Up under here I put this up, this broad piece here, because I'm going to put concealed lighting. That's my grand plan, my grand design, and it will be later. Everything, as I say, is in a situation where it's not finished, because we want to be able to live up here, and that was the thing. So none of this is fixed, because it all has to be panelled in at the back, similar to this, similar to how this has been panelled, and then it will be coloured. So all the seating has to be upholstered, the backs have to go in, but the shelves are all up there. Gives us a little bit that's workable, as you can see. None of the electrics are in. Okay, so we have a bathroom. It's not a shower bathroom, but you can see that it's fairly it's fairly workable. Now the way that I designed that was a very cheap material here is polished aluminum. So it's not polished when you get it, of course, but after a while we did all of the bathroom in polished aluminum. And what would happen is that these small shelves here, the small shelves here will have concealed lighting underneath. So there's a shelf there. This is all polished aluminum. I don't know how well it comes out. It's very limited light. But over here, an actual basin here would be probably about 1,500 or possibly 2,000 for a nice basin. What we did was we went out and we spent 250 pesos, and we bought a wok, and I drilled the center out for the waste, left the handle on, color coordinated it with this little faucet, and we'll run the waste will all run out through the floor. None of this is plumbed in, as I say. We get it to where it's workable, and then we can use it. So right here I did a lot of work on this, and some of this has already been seen. So all of this panel work is all in. It's all made of mostly marine ply, and the paneling that I was talking about that the whole house will be done in is up here like this. So this will be glassed in, of course, and then right here this will be a serving hatch. So obviously out there is the kitchen, which I'll show you in a minute. But what we try to do is, if you come over here, we try to make it so that there is a kind of a theme that goes through, so that you can see. Now the whole place is put through is actually built on plywood, metal stud and rivets. Now I like rivets as a decorative option because we have them. We have all the tools to do that. All of this house was built on about $100 worth of tools, so very, very limited. All of this wood was cut by hand, except in the last few months of working on the house, which we haven't done for a little while because we've had other things going, as you may know from the other videos, right? So we built all of this on like $100 worth of tools. Very recently I was able to go out and buy a jigsaw and a power saw, which made cutting lots of the wood that we've done in the kitchen and being able to cut it like at a fraction of the time. But all of this was all cut. It would be easier if this was onto wooden stud, because then I'd be able to nail it direct. It would be a lot easier, but it's not. So that's why we've done what we've done. But if you come around here, we actually, for the first 2 years of our married life, we actually slept on these. Not in this little love seat, but that cushioning is what we had. And I used it to make that love seat so that at least one little tiny area of this was comfortable, relatively speaking. So this will be a couch. It's obviously not upholstered right now, and getting it upholstered, even though it wouldn't be a great deal in dollars, we don't live in dollars. We live in pesos, and we live in a one-egg economy where money is hard to come by. So at some point or other, we'd like to be able to sit on this and say that it's wonderfully comfortable, but we can't do that. And we'd love to have a flat screen TV up there in the corner above the love seat, where I will sit. I will sit in the love seat underneath the television, which will be up there, and I'll have my earplugs on and read my books. And Beth can be over there, and she can have her television programs on, and everybody will be happy. But right now we can't afford to have this upholstered, and we can't afford to have that upholstered, so it's a fact of life. No different to what many other people in the West are all facing the same thing. So these are the stairs which were made from marine ply. They're narrow, they're quite, because obviously... Okay, so this is our marine ply staircase that we made. We just cut out all of this. All of this was cut by hand on a handsaw. It took a long time. So this is our bedroom. For what it's worth. Do you want to scan around and show our bedroom, honey?
Yeah.
Now we did get to the point where everything was such chaos, with everything lying around everywhere, that I was forced to actually take things way out of step, and so I made a piece of furniture. And this whole thing is based on the idea of 12-inch by 12-inch boxes stacked on top of each other in 2 tiers there, with a space in between, and 2 tiers of boxes there. This is my side, that's Beth's side, and then we have a top. And what else is more important? I don't know, we can work it out. There's Beth's Bible, and suitcases. Where do you put suitcases? Well, they'll go eventually. I'll open up the couch down there and we'll find storage under there. So this is it. I mean, we have a bed. We finally went out and bought a mattress, so we actually have a bed. It's a platform bed made of plywood again. Everything is. We do have windows up here, but what you've seen so far, the windows downstairs, there were 1, 2, 3 windows downstairs and one up here. That does it for the windows. The windows we just can't afford because they need a frame, and they need the jalousie windows there that you can see. But we have enough, and so we make do. Go ahead. So the idea when we first did this, the idea was that we would have seated a long couch that would go along the back of that in the bedroom. Well, once again, it's money that we don't have. So then we decided that we would just simply close that off. And we closed it off, and then we didn't like that, did we, darling?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we opened it up again. And then when it was open and we moved in, Beth didn't like it open, so we closed it off again. It's only time and money. So that's the bedroom, and that's what we would count as the family room, and our dining room, study area, and bathroom. And this is actually this. I claimed this for myself, so that I could have a little place to put my coffee or my tea, and I don't have to watch the television, which I'm not fond of.
We don't have television.
No, that's right, but at some point in the future we will have television.
Oh.
She's pouting behind it. We don't have television. Well, no, we don't have television, but we will in the future. We will have television. And you will have the volume not too loud, unlike most Filipino televisions, which will take your eyebrows off with the volume that they have. We won't do that. We'll have it up there, and I'll be able to sit with my earphones and listen to music, or read a book. But from here, it's a particularly nice view of the house. If you sit down there, my dear, that's what we see. And eventually I wanted to put up a canopy that's over on the ceiling, and there will be a canopy stretched there so we don't see any of that industrial stuff. Okay, so this, what we're looking at now, if I can just guide my wife to be in the right place, is this will be double doors, and they'll open in possibly or open out depending on what we want, right? So this, like I say, we don't have any doors. Now this, the idea for this was that we would have what I think of as a Chinese daybed, and it will have the pillars coming up the side and over like this, and it will all be there, and there'll be a mosquito net, and we'll be able to hang out during the day. This will be covered in cushions, not really a bed, but a possible bed if we have a junior staying with us. If Talit comes over and sleeps, she probably would sleep here. Right? What you can see here, all of these panels up to here, look, all these panels are windows. So at some point we'll have just an incredible view out there. And you can see that incredible view if you give me the camera. This is the incredible view that we will have. See if I can make it better than that. Yep, there's the incredible view. So,
Give it back. Give it back.
and this here,
Give it back.
this is, or will be, our breakfast bar. So be able to come out, all of this will be windows, we'll be able to come out and have that beautiful view, and this will seat comfortably, say, 3 people, and this is only in its base coat anyway, and then eventually it will have a sharp painting. That's what I do. That's what I always used to do. I do special paint finishes. You can actually see a lot of my work and a lot of the finish work if you go on my Facebook page. Terence.Flannery@gmail.com will take you to my Facebook page.
No, just give your email, your Facebook, Terence Flannery.
Okay, Terence Flannery. Okay, so if you just go to Terence Flannery, you will find Terence Flannery on Facebook.
By the way, remember we made a fan page of Terence Flannery just to clarify. If you search Terence Flannery, there is another page.
Oh, there's nothing on it, is there?
It's just the books, the
Right.
Bringer of Lights, like
Right.
that. Search another one, which is Terence Flannery, which is your face and my face.
The
And,
one that has a picture of you and I.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that
That's my Facebook page, and that has.
That's because we usually not go to the page of Terence Flannery for your books.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the one with Beth and I on the profile photo, that's where you can look at lots of the work that I've done
Yeah, they can
in
get
the
it-
past.
They can easily find it out because that's the cover also on our YouTube channel.
Right. Yes, so they'll recognize it.
Yeah.
This is a small table that I put in here, especially for Beth, who was going to be the next Art Tatum.
I know already how to play Happy Birthday and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Do Re Mi Fa Sol La
And
Si
to
Do.
all of our YouTube watchers, to all of our subscribers, I put this to you. This is as much as we've done on the kitchen because we had this material. So this material is quite expensive. If you look, it actually costs 1,000, I think 1,000 or 1,100 pesos, I'm not quite sure, per sheet. And we will probably need another 4 or 5 sheets because we're coming up and over here like this. This is going to be the backdrop for the cooker, which we actually have in there, and that will be polished up. And then overhead will be some shelves, and then some more storage on the side here. This is where the sink will go. I'm sure that you're imagining all this with vivid imagination. And there's a window there. We actually were going to put windows all along here, then I realised, well, we won't have any, it would be great for a view, but we wouldn't have anywhere to put anything. So on this side, like you saw, this is a server hatch, and then here we'll have some shelving, and there some shelving, and this is only a tiny little, very inefficient refrigerator, or as they call it in the Philippines, a ref. Now, if you were talking to a British person and you said ref, they would immediately think you were talking about football, but not so here. So this is the ref, and the full-size ref will go in there when we can afford it. So if anybody wants to send us a full-size ref and can fold it carefully in a large envelope, we will be delighted to have it. This is the site of actually the front door. But like you can see, we can't afford a front door yet. But we're not complaining because we are enjoying what we do and we're living pretty good. So no complaints. We look forward to when we can put the windows in because it will make such a difference in terms of light, and that's very important to me as an artist. So
You have a door there. That's for the exchange of.
well, this door was one that I was making for our friend at the furniture store, Tita. But and this is part of a paint finish that I'm actually doing. This will have the moon with the cloud above it, and then coming down will be Pegasus.
Moon and star, our
Moon
piglets.
and star, like the piglets, but not quite like the piglets, okay? Right, so there'll be a white Pegasus, beautiful white Pegasus, and they will be coming down and landing onto like a little Roman patio. That's all in my mind. Don't expect you to do that. So that's pretty much our, well, let's go through to the back door. So we are done on our walkthrough. At some point I'll take you on a walk around, but right now that's it. As you can see, we're doing fine. But there's much to be done, and there's much to be done for a lot of other people as well who are living not nearly as well as we do. So thank you for watching. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Please like, subscribe, let us know what you think. Always happy to hear what you think. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, please subscribe. Have a good day and God bless.